Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I am based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. Our clients, however, are all throughout the United States. We help clients anywhere in the United States and even internationally. So many of our clients are not even located in the U.S., but we're able to help them with U.S. immigration cases. So thank you so much for joining me today. So here we are going to answer my question for the day. We have a different one each day, but it's also an opportunity for you to ask me specific questions about your case. Specifically, they're considered general questions because obviously we don't have an attorney-client relationship yet. But if you want to ask a general question about immigration, if you're interested in something, if you're curious in something, or if something is going on in your case that you want just a quick answer to, I'm happy to do my best to answer that for you today. We'll do an immigration Q&A. Just as a heads up, we're just doing an immigration Q&A, and I'll go through some of the common questions that come up in our practice and with some of our clients. Hopefully that will be helpful to you. Well, again, thank you for joining me today. We're streaming live on both Facebook and on TikTok. So if you want to be notified when I go live again, you can like us on Facebook and follow us on TikTok. All right, great. Well, glad to be here today. It's Wednesday and exciting that the week is almost over. We only have 2 more days left. If you'd like to schedule a consultation for immigration question, call our office. We're doing them by phone or by Zoom, and therefore we're able to help clients no matter where in the U.S. they are located. So you can reach us for a consultation at 703-348 1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. All right, great. So I want to start off with our question, which is, what kind of evidence do you need to apply for a green card on your own, right? What kind of evidence do you need to apply for a green card on your own without your spouse? So this is for people that are married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and their spouse is abusive in some way. It could be physical abuse, but it doesn't have to be. It could be verbal, emotional, psychological, financial. There's many, many different forms of abuse, right? So it could be many different ways of being abused. So again, this is for people. People can self-petition. They can apply for their own green card without their spouse if they are in a relationship that's having challenges. It could be different forms of abuse. And some people ask, what is the option, right? So what is the option? What kind of evidence do we need to be able to apply for a self-petition in this situation? So most people don't know that since you don't need a police report, you don't need physical abuse to be able to apply for this kind of case. So that's just something that you should keep in mind. So the question again, I'm going to go back. I see some new folks joining me today, so thank you. It's nice to see you. Hi, Galileo. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Brian. Hi, Adil. Great. Thanks so much for joining. Hi, Jasmine. Thank you for joining. And feel free to put your question, and I'm happy to answer it. Okay. All right. So again, the question is, what kind of evidence do you need for a VAWA self-petition? So this is for people that are in abusive relationships, not necessarily physical. It could be emotional as well. And they're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. Oftentimes, their spouse will refuse to apply for their green card for one reason or another. So the type of evidence, most people think that they need some proof of a police report or witness statements confirming that they're being abused. That, if it's there, it's helpful and we can submit it, right? We don't need that much. Obviously, everything that we submit has to be truthful and accurate, but you can submit an application and the bulk of the evidence could be your statement, your detailed statement as to what happens. So with our firm, what we do is we schedule a call with you And we ask all sorts of questions and help you draft and put together for you a declaration, a statement. So this statement will work with you, obviously, and you'll confirm that everything in there is accurate. But we will have a conversation with you and draft it for you, and this will be part of your application. So that is really the bulk of the application. You need other evidence, obviously, your biographic documents like your passport, your birth certificate. And proof of living together. So basically, for this kind of application, you need to be able to live together, and you need to have this statement to be a victim of abuse. All right. So these are the things that you need to do a self-petition. If you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, we can help you apply for a green card on your own. You can call us for a consultation at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. For those of you that don't want a consultation, that don't want to have to go through a full consultation, for whichever reason, this is the best forum to ask your questions. So go ahead and ask your questions, and I'll do my best to answer that here. Okay. So Jasmine says, what if someone came into the country without status, and do you have to go back home if there's an option? No, not always, Jasmine. You don't always have to go back to your home country to find an option to remain in the U.S. So there's many ways to get status in the U.S. without having to leave, right? Without having to leave. So for someone that comes here, I'm going to put it out there. For someone that comes here without status and has been here, or they came with status and let it expire, there are limited options in terms of employment-based applications, right? But if you're married, you could be sponsored. And if you're sponsored, you won't. I mean, there are times when you do not need to leave the country to go through and process your green card. So it depends on your situation, and in that case, you should definitely have a consultation. Other times when you maybe entered illegally or you came legally but then lost your status, you might still be able to get permission to remain in the U.S. and get work authorization and social security number if you qualify for a humanitarian case. So if you're afraid to return to your home country for one reason or another, if you are a victim of a crime or have witnessed a crime and want to help the police, or if you have been exploited or mistreated at work, these are all examples of ways where you can, even if you entered illegally or if you came and then lost your status, these are all examples of ways where you can apply for permission to remain in the U.S. So if you or someone has this kind of situation, you might be able to get a work permit, you might be able to get travel authorization. So these are all things that you should consider if you have experienced something like this. There are many ways to get status, to get permission in the U.S., to get a work permit, to even get a green card, and ultimately your citizenship if you came in illegally or if you came in legally and then lost your status. All right. Call us for a consultation. We are at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. Great. So hi, Conzello. Hi, Mitz. Mitz says, I guess you're on H-1B, and we applied for an I-485 through an EAD. Okay, we received, but my dependent still shows fingerprints taken. So the dependent's extension or change of status, if you filed an I-485 for your dependent, it's not always going to be the same time. Unfortunately, the time frames are not exactly the same. You can call USCIS and see what exactly is happening in that case. I know you said it's been a month. Absolutely. It is just call them and see what's going on. And there are ways, if you want us to help, we can try to call on your behalf. We can talk to our state representatives. And then, the more drastic option is to file a lawsuit against the government to force a decision. So I talk about that pretty often on these lives. So if that is helpful, call us for a consultation. Would love to chat with you. We're doing our consultations by phone or by Zoom. So feel free to reach out to us on whatever platform works for you, we can accommodate. Okay, and actually today we had in-person consultations as well. So most of our clients choose Zoom or phone, but we also accommodate in-person consultations. We're located in Arlington, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington D.C. So we're happy to speak with you on that as well. Speak with you if you'd like to come in for a consultation too. All right. Again, you can reach us 703-348-1663. Great. It said, me and my husband received a combo card. Yes, that's pretty normal. Just remember for your dependent. So this is maybe something that may have not been done properly, but this is something that I'm thinking about. If you applied for an I-485 for yourself, this is an adjustment of status application, you applied for an I-485 for your spouse, just know that every person pretty much needs their own I-485. So even if you list your kids' names in your application, everyone is going to need their own adjustment of status application. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe you did not file one for your child. I don't know, or maybe you did, but just as a heads up. Okay. Hi, Hidayat. How are you? Nice to see you. Hidayat says, how are you, ma'am? I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for joining and being such a strong fan, Hidayat. Alsama says, I have a 204C and then I filed for a VAWA. What is my chance? So it depends on the details of your case. If you have a strong VAWA application, it can be adjudicated obviously outside. It can be adjudicated with USCIS. So you'd be able to, you'd get, just depending on how the attorney may have done it, you might be eligible to receive work authorization and travel authorization as well. But give us a call if we can walk you through it, because obviously it depends on your specific case. And I'd be happy to chat with you. Okay, we're at 703-348-1663. Hi, Shelly, how are you? All right. Anjana says, how long does it take to bring my husband from a different country? I'm a green card holder. All right. So this is how long does it take to bring my husband from a different country? I'm a green card holder. So this is essentially for anybody that is sponsoring someone that is not in the U.S. It's an immediate relative, like your parents, your spouse, or minor children. So how long does it take to sponsor someone? It's a long process. It's a long process. So from this time you start to the time that they come in, it's probably going to be at least 2 years. I'm hoping that the times will speed up. It could be a year and a half, but I think most likely it's going to be about 2 years. If you are in the U.S. and you're sponsoring your spouse, minor children, or your parents who are located abroad, I believe the time frame is going to be about 2 years. All right. Okay, great. Miss said, my dependent is 14. Her EAD is not received. It shows that the fingerprints have been taken and it's been 1 month. Okay, so then you obviously applied for the right thing. So feel free to reach out to us. I'm not sure what's going on in your case, but what you could do is call USCIS MITS if you don't know what is going on or why it's taking so long. I wouldn't say that it's any kind of negative. A 14-year-old is really going to not have much issue, right? If she's been with you this whole time, or he, did you say, I think you said your daughter. They're can't, unless she has like a criminal issue or anything. I doubt that there's any reason why it's taking long. I wouldn't view it as something negative. It's just probably maybe an administrative error. So you can call and see what's going on. Also, if it's taking too long, if it's outside of normal processing times, there's a way for you to submit an inquiry. So you might want to consider also submitting an inquiry. Okay. Again, we only practice U.S. immigration law. We are located right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. However, our clients are all throughout the United States. So some clients they drive hours to come and see us and have an in-person consultation. Happy to do that. But you don't have to do that. You can do a consultation with us by phone or by Zoom, and everything can be handled without you having to actually come to the office, unless you want to come to the office. Then I'll be happy to see you. All right. Okay. Again, my name is Pratibha Agarwal, and we only practice U.S. immigration law. All right, great. Okay. BB is saying, my daughter's green card expired 2 years ago. Should she go ahead and file for her citizenship? So, one, I would renew the green card, right? So if you have a normal 10-year green card and it expired, it doesn't mean that she's no longer a permanent resident. This is if it's a 10-year green card. If it expired, it means that she's still a permanent resident. She just should file to renew her green card, and we can help with that. Okay, call us if you need assistance. We're at 703-348-1663. You should renew the green card before you file for citizenship. So that's what I would do. I would renew the green card before I filed for citizenship. Okay. All right. Great, everyone. I think I've gotten to everybody's questions. Hi, Kissing Birds. Hi, BB. Hi, Zohel. Hi, Henel. Nice to see everyone here. I'm so glad you're able to join this evening. Give us a call if we can help you with a consultation. We're at 703-348-1663. All right. Hedayat had a question. His case has been taking a long time to be processed. Don't worry about it, Hedayat. They're all taking a long time. All right. Call us if we can help you. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.